Hello everyone, I'm Rob Smith, the Smith in the Black channel here at Ticker Talker, and we want to cut straight into something that's going on right now, NVIDIA and NVIDIA Investor Day, and talking about a whole bunch of stuff here. So NVIDIA just launching here off this Investor Day stuff, and you can see this just blasting off. A little fast for you, maybe get on a 3 minute. Here you go, the outside three, a little tough. How about a 1 minute chart? Even here, a little fast, but that's gotten NVIDIA going. But we've known about this because of this, the monthly here, right? I've talked about this all month. Over 556.81, it's good. Right now, she's blasting off. So if you were in there because of that, good for you. It's hitting Intel here. You can see Intel getting clocked here now, an outside day to the downside, right? You can see here that one is a little fast, but so some of this stuff's a little fast even for the 5 minute, but you can keep an eye on it for longer term setups as the day goes on. They're also hitting AMD. And AMD talked about this one too. So AMD would get a little bit more of a downside push here if you can break out this week to the downside below 80.35. Right, so you got a little room on that. But we've known about the difference between AMD and NVIDIA this month because AMD nowhere near taking out last month's highs. Right, you see that? That's the difference, right? That was telling us there's a big difference. And you would be more likely to be going NVIDIA on the reversal month, 2 down, 2 up, than you would AMD that's stuck as an inside month. So just wanted to get that out of the way since things are starting off that way. But on any given Monday, we just want to make sure we see what starts to happen. Whether it's backing up what we know or negating what we know about monthly stuff. So if you go to the S&P SPY as of right now, it looks like still inside day, but coming up on it. You can try and take this out. So getting a few things going there, SPY. And if you go to QQQ, now starting to come up a little bit, but still handily inside day. That doesn't mean it's going to stay there. Obviously, NVIDIA shaking things up a little bit here right as I get on the headset. So, but want to be aware of that because when you have an inside day in the Qs, you want to be looking for anything that's taken out Friday's highs or Friday's lows because this was an outside day, right? And that'll tell you where to go as far as the Qs are concerned. If we go to the Dow Jones Diamonds, still just kind of sitting here. And now you can see this on the 15, inside, down, RevStrat up. But in general, not doing much. We like long red and green bars on the daily by the time we get to strat time report. And if you go to small cappers, here you can still an inside week, still doji handily doing nothing on the month. So you always want to be aware of something like that. If we go to some of the big boys there, Amazon's still doing its job, walking up because we know about this monthly. 3 outside, 2, still looking to take this out this month. 34.34. There you go. Walter Payton. You see if we can take that out. Still good there. If we go to Adobe, still just grinding higher and still that hammer counter shooter. Still looking to take this out here. It's 506.51. Right? Getting closer. Right? Marching up is Adobe. If we go to Baba, and Baba gaps up, and the good thing about Baba here was you had this 60 here that went inside 60 up. Now you got a new hour, so you want to be aware of that, right? And the market's still coming back up on this NVIDIA. NVIDIA's still going to the highs. So the reason that this is important for Baba is this, the monthly. 2 down, 2 back up for the rest of the month over 240.279. So if you can stay above 240.279, you've got my attention. And Baba, NVIDIA's still going. If we go to Tesla, Q's to the highs now. Tesla. And Tesla still inside week, would be aware of that. But you can see this here on the daily. It's a little tight. The inside day pokes down a little bit. Then the RevStrat coming back to stop out all these guys, right? So the question is, does it pick up any more steam? Well, on the 60, you can see this here. These 3 are still stuck in that opening range. That's got a little bit of a problem. But it would be a RevStrat here. Inside, then down. Over the course of the next hour, if you can take out 798, you're a little bit close to that. We'll see how much this NVIDIA really gets them going. NVIDIA going to the highs, and you can watch a bunch of semiconductors with that. Obviously, SMH. Here, SMH coming back up off the inside 60, even though you've got the Intel and AMD down. If you go to the transports, trannies, you're going to see a little bit of a difference here. Taking out the highs, right? Trying to take out the weekly highs and go into the highs. And as of right now, that's going to be your UPS. UPS trying to go to new all-time highs. Take this out. 178.01. You did it. Boom. And there she goes. So if you take a look at FedEx, FedEx still got some room on this thing. This outside, or this month here. So it's still trying to climb up here. So FedEx got a little bit more room on the week. I think it slightly took out the lows. Nope. It's an inside week to the upside right there, FedEx. So I can keep an eye on those. Also have some strength in some of the rails. Norfolk Southern, little bit here, taking out that high. Still inside week. I believe CSX was coming up here. Yep, CSX going up, trying to go to new all-time highs. So we'll see how those do. If we go to Palo Alto. And Palo Alto, still an inside month, but we'll see if that can get a little bit closer to that. And taking out last week's highs, that's something I'd want to know about. And having a nice little day here, we'll have to see if that sets up again. All right, broader average is cooling off just a bit. We go to Phillips Van Heusen. Phillips Van Heusen having a nice little morning here, and you can see that daily taking that out. Two directional coming up here, seeing if we can take this out. It's 108. I'm sorry, what's that high? That can't be right. It is taking that out. Okay, so we got the broadening formation going there, but having a nice morning. RL was up a little bit in the retail as well. Still inside month, but we'll see if we can take that out. If we go to CELC. AMD goes to the low. Xilinx coming down with it. So we can go to Xilinx. Here, Xilinx having some problems, and there you go. Inside 60 down for Xilinx. Right there. All right. And that's giving you the 2-2 week to the downside. You see? Here. That's what we're looking for, potentially AMD. AMD getting closer to taking that out. So I'd be aware of those coming down. If we go to Yum Brands. And Yum Brands, just some more room for all-time highs and marching up a little bit. Momo Hammer Daily, right? Stop them out down here. All these guys who got short on Friday, so I think it's going to roll back down, and boom, it does not. Inside 60 up over here. Watching these chips because they're going every which way. You got Marvell coming up on this a little bit, or coming back a little bit. We'll see, just going to the highs of the day. AVGO joining them, just keeping an eye as things are progressing right now. Still an inside day, but this would get more of my attention here if you take this out. 485.31 would be the chew up on that. Microsoft, still trying to go to the highs, and we've known about this. Exhaustion risk because it's going into the highs, but it's still on the month. Taking out the high, taking out the low. 2, back into the highs. Microsoft. If we go to the team. And the team, outside day, Momo Hammer. Anybody got stopped out and stayed short? Boom, walked right into this one. Momo Hammer inside week to the upside for the team. Still inside on the month, so just be aware of that. If we go to Yeti. And Yeti here. This was a 2 down, took out the low, so was this. And then boom, monthly 2-2 reversal and takes all these guys out in one shot. We'll see if there's more to it. But that's exactly what you look for. Guys are going to be short here, here, and here. Boom, pivot machine gun into the highs. If we go to the downside, we had some cruise ships having some issues here. RCL. And now stuck down here in the inside 60s. But here you can see this daily. Inside day to the downside. And if that works, triggers this. Inside week, pokes up. Rev strat week for the rest of the week down. Below 87.43, you're there right now. And the hopes is you come down and take out this month, but you got some distance on that. Still an inside month. That tells us to look at CCL. All right, and CCL here, we want to know what this week, if you can stay below this, 27.69. Right, it's back up above it, but that's going to be your level that you want to know about. You can watch those two together, obviously. If we go to CAN, can. Oh boy, and here's your combo right here. Inside week, down below this, 17.11. I'm sorry, 17.51. And if that works, it takes all these guys out. And if that works, it takes this, 2 month. Below 15.59. Boom, nice combination you got there. It's still going. We'll see if that sets up again for us. If we go to EH. EH, just one of the inside weeks to the downside, right? So that's just what we want to know about, because for the rest of the week we can keep an eye on that. Below here, 32.81, and trying to take out that monthly low, 28.53, and on its way. If we go to DraftKings, and DraftKings here on the weekly, 64, 71, inside week to the downside. That's something I'd want to know about, and then it was triggered on the daily. 2 down, 2 up, boom. These two become an outside bar of that, you see? Still an inside month and got some distance on that, but you can see on the 60 just melting down here, DraftKings. If we go to gold, DraftKings to the lows as I speak, hit them. And gold, still inside week, but it does take a day down here. I was trying to take that month here, and now going back the other way. Not the end of the world. You got an inside 60. You can watch like J-Nug. Always for fun like that. Still inside week, but you are 2 down. If we go to Futu, Marvell goes to the highs and the chips. They're going to chop them up a good. AMD going to the lows, going to go after that week right now. If we go to Futu, you can see the inside day here to the downside. 2 up, inside, back down, right? Maybe an inside 60 here. And that gets my attention, because if we can take this weekly, then it's a 2-1-2 back down on the weekly. If you can get this thing to break below 140.04. You got some distance on that. We also got some time on the week, which is good. If you go to BLNK and blink, inside day to the downside, gets my attention here. Now you're inside on the 60. But for the rest of the day below that, the question is, are you going to be weak enough to take this week? You got some distance on that, but we'll see. We had, let's take a look at Triple D. In Triple D, we've known about this here, the 2-2 monther, right? Then it comes back up, rev strats down, inside week down, now trying to take all this stuff out. This is just how we call triangle day out. This was still good on the month, right? Until then it resets up here and still goes. So still having some problems there. Going towards the lows of the day now. If we go to, how's SSYS doing? Similar, and you can see that inside week to the downside. So that has my attention. If we go to plug. And plug, we're watching this last week as it went inside week, remember? After it went inside day and down. Now you got your week down, taking out last month's lows. For the rest of the week, I want to know about plug below 31.55. You're handily there. So, if we go to space. And space, inside day triggers inside week. Still red after, remember, that 2-2 month are down. Still having some problems here is the space. We'll see if that sets up again for us. What's this thing popping here? TPIC. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Okay, some more blood in the water for TIRX. And you got some halts and gaps and stuff like that, but there's your 2-2 month hurting, and your riff strat week, and this thing just collapsing, so it's kind of shenanigan here. They're not for everybody. If we go to Gamestop, and Gamestop here is, it's just taking out last week's lows and still keeps coming down, so lower lows still for GameStop. The MAPE's having some problems over there. If we go to IPGP, and IPGP here on the daily is what you look for. The 2 up, the 2 down, especially on a Monday, because you're going to have that, that's going to have that red on everything, weekly, daily, and 60. Right now the 60 trying to recover here. We'll see if that sets up maybe rev strat to the downside. Then you can see if it's weak enough to hit the weak here and take that out. 2-2 back down. IRTC. Oh boy, gap and sit right now, but you can see this thing in all sorts of problems. Going to have trouble for a while, but it is gap and sit right now, so not doing too much. Watching the SPY go to the highs right now. Palo Alto going to the highs. What else do we see here? That Fedex still skirting the highs. So we can kind of narrow this thing down a bit by just watching these sectors, and certainly how the different chips act with NVIDIA. BXS here in the banks, now starting to come back. And see this thing having some problems. And taking here, this is going to be a problem for this thing for the month below 30.40. Right around there. hit it. Now starting to come back up. But that level, certainly I'd want to know about. Right now, AMD trying to take that weak. So looks if we stay on what we're looking at and what I just talked about, you're probably in the right neighborhood. Marvell going to the highs. All right, that's going to do it for today. I'm Rob Smith, the Smith the Black Child here at Ticker Talk Strat Time Report.